Hello, Romit sir. Firstly, it feels a little more special because it was me who met you for the first time when you came down to Assure for your hair consultation.
We're talking about 5 years back. It was thinning, scanty, and I see this clinic. I just decided one day to just come in. And you were right there, just try to explain me the MPT and how that entire process works and what was the downside. If it didn't work, I would have lost hair, which I was anyways losing. I had this apprehension that, you go through a procedure, there'll be so many medications that will be given and this and that. Nothing. I wake up with almost a smile every day. I have recommended more than 5 people to come here, get their restoration done, and this has only got them joy.
No oil, no products, no medications. There's nothing that you've done in the last 5 years.
Nothing. Courtesy Assure, I don't really have to have a routine.
And what motivated you to actually take training for marathon?
The Mumbai Marathon, when it started, everybody's smiling when they're running. If that's how your day starts, that's how your day goes through. And it's me time before the world wakes up, me time before your family wakes up.
Hair was not something, or skin was not something that men would speak about earlier.
We think about the world, kaun kya bolega. And people don't really care. It's just the demons in your head that make it to be a massive thing. It's not.
I think skincare, hair care, fitness, what you eat, nutrition, I think things are changing with time.
Whatever works for each one, they should do it. There's no right or wrong about it. This is an investment for yourself, be it men or women.
Hello, Romit sir. A very warm welcome on our channel Beyond the Mirror.
Thanks, Priyanka, and you can call me Romit.
Firstly, it feels a little more special, extra special, because it was me who met you for the first time when you came down to Assure for your hair consultation.
Absolutely.
And we happen to now sit again and have that wonderful conversation.
I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
I'm more excited because beyond hair, there's a lot more to talk, which I am really excited to talk about. Whether it's your fitness, your discipline, your marathon training, and of course your professional journey as a head of human resources in the asset management multinational that you're working. So to start with first, tell us, how did you choose this as the sector where you wanted to work?
It was not by design, but by default. And I've been a decent student, not the best probably, but not bad either. And about now it's been 21 years since I've been working, and I didn't want to do finance, I didn't want to do marketing, I didn't want to do operations. So the last option was human resources. But I think it came naturally to me, and hopefully I've done justice to the profession over the last 20 years.
So what do you feel is the most fulfilling part as a leader in?
I think, being a people officer, as the term says, people, right? I think that's the best part. You're working with people, especially over the years in the world of artificial intelligence, you're still talking to people. And, really working with them to ensure that they do well for themselves, for the organization that we work for. And everybody goes back home and has a peaceful sleep. So I think that's what really drives me every day.
I think asset management is more of obviously talent and dealing with people. So what do you feel are those, I would say, 3 non-negotiables that you see when you're hiring somebody at a leadership role?
Asset management is also a lot about finance. And I think the non-negotiables really become integrity. I think that comes as the core of work that you do. I think being human. That's very important because, as leaders within the asset management world, people are managing other people's monies that are there. So I think that's very important. And the third is having fun, right? I think you want people to just be themselves, and have the organizations kind of make a second home for them where they're working. So these are the 3 things.
What are the challenges typically that you face?
Today in the human resources space, for example, earlier, everything used to be a face-to-face interview, and today, a lot of we do get people, not many in our organization, but I know in the industry, people using a lot of artificial intelligence. You really don't know whom you're hiring for, right? And is it the same person that came in? So I think tech has to be used very, very safely. Otherwise, it can get disruptive as well. Otherwise, people are always challenging, so there will always be 2 sides of the coin. They are the ones who drive the place, but they are the ones who can ruin it as well. and that's where culture plays a big role.
And tell me, what has been your learning through your this entire career and journey while dealing with people?
People will be people. They are unpredictable, right? But you can provide a safe space, psychologically safe environment for them to come work. That's what's in your control. My learning's been to work on what's within our control, and not worry too much about the uncontrollables, as we say. So those are personally live quite by the day, right? And that's what even my hair transplant or restoration journeys be.
So, of course, professionally, you are engaged almost 5 days a week.
Yes.
How do you
that's right.
spend your weekends and how do you unwind?
Actually, not necessarily weekends, because I have tried to learn it the hard way, but only in the recent past, last 2-3 years, and I've had some very positive influences in my life. I've recently taken a little bit to running as a sport, as
I
an
was gonna ask you,
activity. And why I bring that up is because it's not on weekends. That's something that I
Every
do
day.
almost 5 days a week, right? So Tuesday through Sunday, before the day begins for most people, I
I was
think
going to
you'll
ask
find
you
a
the
lot of
5 a.m.
runners.
discipline. What
It's
keeps you motivated?
it's about commitment, actually, right? It's about and it's not me. Till the time I didn't do this, I used to be at the time come home at 4 a.m. and I would laugh at people who would be on the streets in the morning saying that, yeah, what are these guys doing, right? Who wakes up at 4 and goes running? And today, I'm on the other side, and I wonder, I wish these people understand, if only they could spend a little time for themselves. But the beauty of the sport is it gives a lot of time to introspect. It's me time.
Yes.
And it's me time before the world wakes up, me time before your family wakes up. So that's how I spend my weekdays as well, in the mornings. Our organization provides a fabulous facility, so I manage to try and work out a little in the evenings.
Okay.
And the weekends are with family, with friends, with my son, with my wife, with my parents. I stay with them. I like hanging out. I love music. So I think, like any other normal person, honestly, nothing really special. But try and make special of whatever you have.
Yes, of
right?
course.
So that's how it goes.
And what motivated you to actually take training for marathon?
I think I wanted to challenge myself. When you become a father, and my son's now about 12 and a half, and you see kids today do so many things, and he swims and he plays the guitar. He's just 12, and there was a point in time when I used to tell him, do this, do that, like any other parent. You see potential, but he used to tell me, look at you, you're not fit, right? You're making me do things. I thought I have to also lead by example, and I think that's when I thought we need to get into something. And then I had this very dear friend of mine who was on this journey, and she probably knew me better than myself. She said, you come, I know you will be able to do this. And I think more than anything, we have a fabulous coaching team, and I think that matters a lot. They are personally invested. So it's I was talking very recently to somebody just last week when we were just running, right? You just tend to just talk, and there's just free flow of thoughts. And one thing is amazing, that in the mornings you don't see anybody grumpy. Everybody's smiling when they're running, and they've come by choice, right? So it's a very like-minded fraternity, and if that's how your day starts, that's how your day goes through.
And I think now there is more awareness, and people are trying to change their lifestyle, especially the ones who are 40 and above 40.
Absolutely.
I think skincare, hair care, fitness, what you eat, nutrition, all of that, playing sports, like you rightly said. Biggest stress buster, I would say that is. So I think things are changing with time.
They are. Earlier, the Mumbai Marathon, when it started, I think 2008, right? I think there were hardly any people that were participating. And how the culture really builds over time. It takes time. Today you have got lakhs of people, coming for that event, and that's how it goes.
Since you're speaking about lifestyle, tell us any skincare or hair care routine if you have.
Courtesy assured, I don't really have to have a routine, because I'm probably like any other common man, 5 days a week. So my routine is very, very basic. Of course, hygienic, but nothing fancy.
And I think now people, especially men, because women always did take care of skin and hair, but earlier I think it wasn't, maybe it was less lack of awareness, but hair was not something, or skin was not something that men would speak about earlier. Though you keep it
Yes.
minimal, yes,
Yes,
but
I agree with you. No, it's me who tries to keep that, and that's how I like it. But I know my friends, colleagues, who invest much
Yeah,
more in their routines, and they take pride in it, right?
Yeah.
And there's nothing wrong in it. I think earlier it used to be looked as a taboo,
Yeah.
a non-man thing,
Yeah.
kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But I think people have moved away from it.
True.
I think people are now doing what suits them better, what products are available, and what works for them, really, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's how it is. But yeah, it is important. Whatever works for each one,
Yes.
they should do it. There is nothing, there's no right or wrong about it.
Going back to the year 2020 when we first
Yes.
met, tell us a little on, when did you start facing that hair loss, and, was it genetics, and what were the major reasons you felt you started losing hair?
The good part was I was only losing a little hair, not confidence. But I'm not sure if it's genetic, but yeah, maybe on my maternal side, because my father has a full crop of hair today. He's closing in on 80, so does my brother. My hair was thinning.
Yeah.
I'd probably, fortunately, not balded, and we're talking about 5 years back. But, it was thinning, scanty, and, I see this clinic right next to my house because I stay very
Yeah,
close
yeah.
to your first clinic where
Yeah.
it started. And I would just walk down that road every day. And the personality that I am, I just decided one day to just come in,
Yeah.
right? And you were right there,
Yeah.
just try to explain me on that sheet of paper, the MPT and how that entire process works. Very vivid in my mind. The zoom looked ugly. When you zoom on someone's scalp and show how what
Yeah.
should be the density and what should not be the density, what it can be. But I think it just started thinning over a period of time. There's nothing conscious about it,
Yeah.
and you helped me understand the pros of it. It helped me calm my mind. At least I wanted to rule out the factor whether I can do it, whether it's affordable, whether it is worth it. I heard from you. I went back home. I just went, asked my father first. This is where I went. This is what they're saying, and what's your view? And what? Believe me, he said that, and that's how fathers are. He said, what? You have a great personality,
Yeah.
and if you get this done, it'll get even better, right? So just go for it, right? And that just cemented
Yes.
any loose thoughts that I may have had. My wife was supportive as always, and I trust in the consultation, right? Saying that what are the downsides you explained, which were none really, and we just decided to do the procedure. So that's been my journey from a restoration perspective,
Yes.
from thinning to having a reasonably good crop,
Yeah.
and people don't really care, right? See, your near and dear ones do.
Yes.
We think about the world. Kaun kya bolega? What will it be? You see all the top people in the industry, be it sports, be it film fraternity, be it anyone. People have been doing this. I think what's worked for us, for me, is the technology has only improved. That's where again the technology over the last 10 years comes into play.
Yes, yes.
And that's been the good part of it.
I think you weren't amongst the ones who researched a lot or went to multiple places. You were
No.
more of a immediate decision.
See, I do my research, but I don't need reaffirmation from 20 other people. Because the more people you ask, that's how I think, the more people will give you their views because you've asked them, right? I rather back my own instincts. I back my own little research. I did this when I was looking up about Assure because it was there in my face, right there. I went to your website, read up a little thing. There were a couple of technologies then that was mentioned there. I did a little research about that, how it's improving, which is what kind of pen do you use, for the transplants, etc. And I was convinced, saying that this seems to be relatively more cosmetic, non-invasive in a way. And what was the downside? If it didn't work, I would have lost hair, which I was anyways losing. So from my perspective, it was a win-win. So that's how I took a call, took that little research. I met you, and then I think it went very quickly. I think in a week's time I took appointments, and the doctors were amazing. I think even your basic stuff. I think I must compliment you and your team. I think I was thinking even downstairs, everybody's extremely courteous, and it speaks volumes about how both of you keep and work with your staff. I think that comforts the patients a lot.
I think if it comes from somebody like you,
no, it is important, right? Because that's what I have recommended more than 5 people, to come here, get their restoration done, and that was sheer confidence, right? I can't, because I'm putting my credibility online at the same time, having trust in the work that all of you do. And if any one of them would have come back to me and said that, what, my treatment didn't go the way you told me, I would have stopped sending any more people or recommending, right? And that's why I'm here even speaking, because I have the confidence, I have the trust in the team. I have no qualms about saying that I've had a restoration. That's how
and
it
it's
goes.
great to be vocal, because that also motivates and encourages somebody else who's going through.
I had a colleague who got it done. He's now in the UK. I had one of my cousins who got it done. He's much younger, right? And as you rightly said, people take it very differently, right? They are in different phases of their lives, and this has only got them joy. Everything else that may be happening in their lives will continue to happen, but this is an investment for yourself. Right, be it men or women, right? I actually recently was talking to a friend of mine, and she happened to point it out that, so Romit, have you got your hair transplanted? And because she'd done too, right? And because nobody can otherwise spot it, right? And people forget, as I was saying, right? People have forgotten, if at all, the way I have forgotten. If there was a time when I had scantier hair, I don't remember, right? I only always remembered myself like this earlier, and that's how it is now. So that's how it is.
Did you have any kind of anxieties in terms of the procedure? Of course, not with the hair loss, but the pain factor, because it's finally minimally invasive, but you're in an operation theatre, there is a procedure happening.
Yes, it is. Again, to complement, the operation theatres are not dingy. They are well lit. They're reasonably spacious, just for a stretcher kind of a bed to be in it. There's enough ceiling room to, just make one breathe, because, you are anxious. I was anxious at a point in time on my first day, and Dr. Abhishek did come up. He explained, how things are going to go for that day. And the doctor who was treating me, I don't recollect her name, but she was also very calming, right? And they also just made it out to be BAU, right? You could see that this is their job. They know what needs to be done, right? So anxiety was there. I think those initial pricks, but they're pricks, right? So depending on everyone's pain threshold, this I would rate very low, honestly. Once the anesthesia takes over, and then you don't even know the next 2.5 hours of how it goes. And and those are the times of COVID, working from home. I would take my calls, with the surgical cap on when required, or even without it, for that matter. I had this apprehension that, you go through a procedure, there'll be so many medications that will be given, and this and that. Nothing. There was a painkiller, and there was a tea-bagged ointment, and that's it. And those things I value, because it's so simple. It's just the demons in your head that make out it to be a massive thing. It's not.
So there's nothing, right? No oil, no products, no medications. There's nothing that you've done in the last 5 years.
Nothing. I followed instructions, right? I was told to do certain PRPs, as the term goes, or growth factor treatments that Assure provides with the package. I did those, for these first couple of years. Then I got a few added, because I think that's something that I think is helping.
And like a booster.
And it's just nourishment, right? That's the only piece that I do. And what I had liked then, for sure, is also there was no upselling. right? There was no said that, now that you've got this done from us, so you must use this shampoo and this conditioner and this oil. I was told you don't need to do anything, and just be normal. Like I go to a barber, get my hair cut, I shampoo, wash my hair. Period. I mean, just like anything else. I mean, I don't see a difference, Maybe I'm sounding too casual about it, but that's how it is.
Yes.
Right? One needs to be very, very normal, because it is normal.
So tell us, probably to the viewers,
Yeah.
3 important factors they should keep in mind based on your experience. Because they're considering a hair transplant, they want to do it. Now, compared to 5 years ago, now there are even more options.
Of course.
I think too much information, sometimes even misinformation online. So, and people end up overthinking, over-researching.
Yes.
Tell us 3 factors which you think you should guide them and advise them, which are like the must-haves for a good transplant.
I think one is do your research, right? If you're somebody who likes to do a lot, then do a lot. If you're not, then little more like me, do a little, but do that, right? Understand what are the options available. Understand what works for you. And if you can actually get testimonials like I am one, or anyone in your family and friends, and believe me, there are people in your family and friends. It's no longer, something that very few people do. There are people who are doing it. Of course, there are lesser people who are doing it well, right? So I think that's one part, that try and identify who are the ones who are doing it well. The second advice would be don't be anxious, because there is a process. There are experts for a process, just like there are fund managers to manage your money. There are doctors to treat you for your ailments. There are hair transplant clinics to help you restore hair. Trust them. Sometimes what happens is all of us think we are doctors, and we try and add a lot of inputs and value. Somewhere you're not an expert, leave it to more able hands. I think that's the second one. And the third one is, as I said, go with the flow, right? Think of it as a win-win, as I mentioned, because there is no downside to it.
And I think through the whole conversation also, you made it feel very casual, and it is like a very simple procedure. So people who are like kind of panicking or really having the fear, I'm sure they're going to be at ease once they listen to you.
I have to look in the camera and tell that don't be scared. It is very simple. It is easy. And now I'm sure it's even quicker.
Yes.
Right? Mine didn't take time. 3 sessions, 2 hours each, then a month's gap for healing, and then another 3-4 sessions, depending on who needs how much, and then you're done.
Yeah.
Right? So it's as it is said that you can actually go out and work on the same day. If you have the confidence, you can go out and work on the same day. It doesn't take much to do that. So
so the first one, you are a 5 a.m. person. What's that one habit from your mornings that truly defines your nature?
I wake up with almost a smile every day. I think that kind of just helps me go through the day just like that. So, it's morning, let's wake up, let's get going. If I don't do that, then I will not be able to wake up. So, I try and do that actually.
Would you call yourself more of a disciplined planner or a spontaneous decision maker by nature?
Clearly the latter.
Yes. One personal trait that people close to you always admire the most about you?
I've been told that, I'm quite approachable.
What does me time look like for you outside work and fitness?
I like to watch a lot of sport. So I'm quite an avid sports buff, right? So be it Formula 1, be it tennis, be it cricket, any sport.
So as someone who leads the human resources, what's that one quality you instantly notice in people when they meet you for the first time?
Whether they are genuine or not. I think, that's what it is. Are you bringing your authentic self on the table? I think that's what I look at.
One quality you think every leader must have?
Respect for people.
A common mistake you see people make in their careers?
They undermine themselves. I think people don't know their own potential. And that's where leadership comes to light, where, you would always thank that teacher, that coach, that boss that helped you
see your potential.
See your potential. So if you've not yet found that person, try and see there is someone out there who is willing to take you to even greater heights.
Yeah. In one word, what defines a great workplace culture?
Upbeat.
One interview question you always rely on.
Other than tell me something about yourself. No, I actually love asking people about their personalities.
The first time you thought, I need to do something about my hair.
When I saw the Ashore Clinic board
Yeah.
while walking
Okay.
past. Otherwise, it had not even
Not
crossed
had
my
come in your
mind. I said, okay, there's this clinic, let's just get in and check.
Any Bollywood hairstyle that you like for any actor?
You know what? I know he probably wears a wig now, but I'm a big Amit Ji buff.
Amit.
And I think he is perfect.
The most surprising compliment you received after your hair transplant?
I think it was from my father. And as I mentioned earlier, he's saying that glad you did it.
What is your vision or aim for the coming 5 years, in the next 5 years? What do you wish to do for yourself?
I wish to stay fit, mentally and physically fit. Then I think I'll be able to do anything that.
I think there's nothing more important than fitness, because that eventually brings in everything. Yes, whether it's health, your mood,
absolutely.
energies, your relationships. I think it works in everything.
Totally.
Thank you so much once again.
Pleasure was mine.
Super
Thank
fun
you.
Talking
Thanks
to
for
you,
having me over.
and I could actually reconnect. And I was kind of, going back 5 years ago, the way we were actually sitting and talking.
Yes.
So it was very refreshing again. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Take care.
You.